Yo, what's up, everybody? It's O again. We're back in the comforts of my living room, and I'm here doing episode 2 of this special edition for the Uprising. And I'm here with 2 of our very special heavy hitters in Minnesota. So could you guys introduce yourselves?
For sure. What's up? Cecil, aka Virgo, Final Warning. Yeah, that's the AKAs on the list for now.
Hey, to Melo, Coupe, government name, stage name, Melo.
That was a lot, but thank you. So, first of all, I would like to ask you guys, how did you find Krump, and how has Krump changed your life, I would say?
For me, Krump found me in a way, not to sound corny, but I didn't even know what it was. One of my YMCA instructors or leaders, when I was in like 9, they were like, "Oh, I know that you dance. Like, look at this video." And it turned out, I didn't even realize they had sectioned off clips of the Rise battle of Clowns versus Krump. And then I was like, "Oh, okay. What's this animation things like 11 years later?" Or not 11 years, like around 11 years. So Krump came to me officially because then I saw you and Rob and Hostile at the Frogtown community
I remember
event
that day.
and I was still doing animation. So yeah, from elementary, then like teen, and then officially get my start in high school once I met my mentor, Herbert Johnson, aka Fair Warning, in 2016. He selected myself as well as a few other SBCPA colleagues that I went to school with. And from there, we started training up, went to events here and out of state because you guys hosted the Uprising, as well as like the Next, which was like one of my first performances, especially within the style. And then, yeah, ever since then, I've been trying to do my thing.
Getting buck, yes.
Yeah, my Krump journey has been interesting. It has 2 parts. Part 1, when I was still in Botswana, because I've spent half my life there, Southern Africa, and my other half in Minnesota. So part 1, I was out of high school. About to graduate high school. And I joined this dance crew, hip hop animation, that was my thing. And we joined another dance crew that had breakers and krumpers, which is an interesting mix to be in one dance crew. So yeah, started with them, and they brought Verb to teach a workshop. So shout out to Verb for giving me my first Krump workshop.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's because I saw. Yeah, it's interesting.
Of lore,
Right.
the lore.
So yeah, Verb gave me my first Krump workshop, but we were already krumping before. I didn't really have like the terminology. I just saw freedom, and I was drawn to it. So I was like, "What is this? I want this. I want that freedom. I want that ability to just express in that way." And then over time, I stopped krumping. So after that workshop, I think I was krumping for about a year, completely stopped. And this was like 2014. Moved back to the US for college. And this was like 2017, 18. I did a mixtape show. And I came into the Krump community, MNK Krump. From that show, I was in a different piece, Darius Strong's piece. And Maya Maiden found me labbing in the corner because I was like, I heard about y'all, but I wasn't like involved. I just knew I wanted to get back to Krump somehow. And Maya Maiden found me. She goes, "Do you know Herb?" I was like, "Not really, but I've heard of Herb." So that's Verb and Herb. Crazy. And then O was like, and then she was like, "Do you know O? I need to introduce y'all to each other." So then Krump came back into my life that way through MNK. And the rest is history.
All right. So talking about the Uprising, this year we will be having the Uprising for a 6th time again. How do you guys feel that the Uprising has really not only helped your Krump shape, but the Minnesota community in general? Because it's transitioned from just being an event for Krumpers to now like an event for the Minnesota dance community or people that are interested in dance in general.
Also, I don't think I answered the last question. You said, how has it changed my life?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think we answered that.
Well, if you want to, go ahead. How does it change your life?
I would say, especially because, you know, dance in itself is expression and it's a source of outlet if you use it that way, whether it be fun, some emotional or whatever it is, exercise, you know what I'm saying? It gave me that outlet to be able to express. I wasn't really, growing up, I wasn't really too I wasn't too verbal. I was definitely more closed off until I like found my voice through dance in general. And then from there, like Krump gave me the opportunity to find community as well. Hence like MNK or like even like community outside of the state of Minnesota, like back home in Canada or at other events throughout the US that I've been to. That and then also opportunity in terms of financial, like or like just like job. Like I've been able to not only work as an artist, but just like make impact as an artist through Krump. And it's really been such a blessing and a gift to be able to do that through not only dancing again through Krump. So
okay. Yeah, how has it changed your life, Melo?
Yeah, similar to Cecil. I didn't grow up. You probably know, I think a lot. Like I think deeply. And I've been that way since a child. I asked my dad about it and he said, you've always been like a calculated child, or like you would even, he said, he used the word calculated, which I thought was weird for a child. But he said, you were always that type of child that was very introspective. And so I would internalize a lot of my emotion and feeling.
Same, yeah.
And Krump, that freedom that I saw in Krump, and I'm an African, so I say that because when we dance, like when we say we want to take dance seriously, it's like, that's a hobby. Why would you take that seriously and think you can make a living off of that? So there was something about the freedom of Krump that even up to today, I'm like, okay, it's this freedom that keeps me in Krump. And that has translated to my life. It's given me opportunities to like look deeper into myself. But now, because I'm doing that with Krump, it's also helping me understand people better, because Krump is such an open, expressive dance, and it gives us that platform to do that. You're able to connect with people on a deeper level, in my opinion, compared to other dances that I've been engaged in and stuff. Yeah. So the sophistication of Krump, the technique of it, the language of Krump opens that door to that, and community. And it's just different. Krump is just different. So, yeah.
To double back, definitely, just like you said, like you being so like feeling like so limited, not even because foundationally, but I felt like I can do so much and say so much more with Krump, because Krump is literally a cheat code. You can put anything and make it Krump, like from any style. And that's why, yeah, I think that was just why it just really stuck with me and was my what do I say? My outlet of choice. I can't say. Yeah.
All good. So back to the other question I had.
Yeah.
How do you feel the Uprising has impacted not just the Minnesota Krump community, but also, the dance community and people that are interested in Krump in general?
So I, like I said, came into the scene later. So I only caught the uprising that was in 2021. That was my first uprising. And that was and I had an exhibition battle against Sick. And what that did for me, I just remember that was like a dark time in my life. And the whole fact that it was the uprising, and I was like, okay, this is an opportunity for me to dance from a real place. And that's why I got the rose thing, and just the intro alone was like, okay, looking deeper into it was like, oh. And when I look back at it now, it's like, oh my goodness, I was going through a lot. And this platform that was created, that is the Uprising, was an opportunity to go through that with community around and supporting, and having that like, a few people understood what I was going through during that time, and they were able to support me during that time. I've had like 1 or 2 exhibition battles before that. And I had done like King of the Ring before that, I believe. But what made Uprising so unique was, I guess, the fact that we were at home. And it just helped me understand what I was going through better at that time. So yeah, dance for me in general is just that deep.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what it did. That's what it has done for me so far. And I've only experienced it once. So that's crazy. That's crazy to experience that event once and have so much come out of it.
For me, Uprising has, because I've seen it gone through the stages of the years with like when you guys had She Street here and Dread and Snub and Encore, all the way to the most recent one with Crush, Felicia, Half No One. That's
government.
I know. Hey, that's the, I didn't even say bro, but that's my sis right there. So I'm just a little too comfortable. What I was gonna say, yeah, no, I think it's been a great opportunity. I'll say this opportunity for people to come and showcase not only like of obviously what they've been working on, but also like who we are as a community, and what we represent, like in terms of our value and like where we are trying to really push forth the movement as a whole. A lot of times, and this isn't a jab at anybody, but a lot of times we just dance, you know, there might be a theme or a prompt, and then we leave, right? Or after session. But I feel like with the purpose and intention, especially towards the one that you were having your exhibition at, the whole system of how it was done, the fact that it was you know, with the times too, but the fact that we had the session at George Floyd, the body prayers with Deja Joelle, the workshop specifically like taught from Daisy, the way that she went about it, right? The accessibility that you guys gave, like, and I think that was all talked about within the last interview, but it's important because like it gives opportunity and another perspective on how this art makes impact.
Yes.
So yeah, appreciate y'all for taking that perspective, because a lot of times it can just be like so heavily thrown over our heads without like taking a moment to acknowledge. So
Absolutely.
yeah, of course.
I also really enjoyed the fact that, like, and I don't know if this is just a Minnesota thing. I don't know what other communities are like, but the beautiful thing about Minnesota and the Uprising, I'll talk about the Uprising, is that the community, it wasn't just the Krump community. It was like the different styles, the different people around Minnesota community. And I feel like we are, like, when it comes to community, that's what's really important. And people say that all the time. But like outside of Krump, the word is the same. You know what I'm saying? So I think for me, that was special to see other people from different doesn't matter what you're going through outside of the walls, you know, as they would say. But the fact that everybody was able to come together and the help, like helping her out with packing, unpacking, is the things that we don't really pay attention to, that I got to see and appreciate about the Uprizing.
Okay. That's good. Shout out to Deja Joelle for the body prayers for Uprising 2021. We appreciate you. Do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I was just going to say experience and immersion is definitely something that stood out to me. Just off of the fact of like, you really like the simple fact of the reason why I feel like a lot of the dancers do feel like compelled to come is because they know they're going to get a quality experience each and every time. Whether it be like super live, right? Or again, like super, what is it called? Cathartic of a release, right? There's an experience to be had each time. And it's always like to the utmost quality. So yeah, shouts out to you guys for curating that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Herb and I, we enjoy putting people in leadership positions that we feel like they're able to succeed. So, for example, putting you both in exhibition battles where you had your exhibition battle against Felicia, which was probably the best battle that we had seen that entire night. And then you had your exhibition battle with Sick in 2021, which was great. So I think, you know, that's what the mindset we have, is just bringing out new faces to put them on a bigger platform rather than just seeing me or Herb or Rob all the time being the face. So we're building up new leadership for people that where we feel like is ready to be important for that. My next question is, we've had many people come to the Uprising. So it's a 2-part question. Who was your favorite guest that you saw? And then in the future Uprising, who would you like to see come? Go ahead, take your time to think.
Think about that one.
In the meantime, while they're thinking, Uprising will be here June 12th, I believe. It will be part of the soda movement. So make sure that you make plans to come to Minnesota for the Uprising to have a great experience. Midwest, nationwide, Canada, Mexico, international. Come on through. We welcome.
I think, I mean, you can't, like, the way that you guys did 21, the fact that it was outside, the fact that the creators came and sessioned with us, I think that whole entire week, and then be able to just chill, like go to the tubing and really just like generate a lot of bonding and in relationship with these people on a different level. I think in terms of experience, that's one of my favorite things. Not even just specifically to who you brought out, but the reason why and what we did with them. Cause it's hard, cause like everybody's so great.
Yes.
Like how are you gonna like choose between Rapture, Crush, Miho, Prissy? Like, yeah, I don't know. So, maybe I'll take a few more seconds.
It's all good.
Yeah, my answer won't be any better because it was like, okay, for me, I think there's like, I learned from a lot of people, even if I'm not in the room with them, just I'm able to pick up different things from different people. And like, even if you ask me who's my favorite Krumper, if that's one of your questions, I can't answer you because there's so many different people that I learned different things from. So unfortunately, I don't have an answer.
I guess they ain't got an answer there. It was just that good.
I mean, like Daisy brought something. Like Solo was there, and Solo is a regular in Minnesota. Like,
Which is crazy.
Now he's a regular.
He's from Minnesota now.
Yeah, right. We've claimed him as this Lowstown. You know what I'm saying?
Lowstown. I remember that. That was
yeah,
great.
the workshop he brought here.
That helped me. That unlocked stuff for me.
Shout out Solo.
Rapture's workshop.
Shout out Rapture.
That was standout for me. Crush also taught a workshop. Yeah, there's no, all of them. I think y'all make good choices when you bring people out.
We try to.
Yeah, you make good choices. And I think my favorite part was that we got to hang out socially after. Was it after or before the workshops? Like we got to hang out.
Probably both.
Yeah. We got to hang out, and like I'm again somebody who's like, okay, this is how you dance, but like
Who are you?
who are you outside of the dance? And then we get to see some of those elements in the dance, and it's like, oh, that's really cool.
Okay.
I think for me, I'm kind of coming to the conclusion who I would like to have here more as of right now is Bruiser. Because he was here twice. He's been here twice now. One for Uprising and the other just recently for the House of Dance 10th year anniversary. Shout out to Jake and Bao. No, but on an intellectual level, like just being in the same vicinity as that man, I'm just like, what am I do? Like, bro, put me on books, bro, put me on playlists.
Okay.
I'm like,
So it was much deeper
man.
than just Krump.
Oh yeah, bro, put me on smoothies.
Oh wow, smoothies.
bro, he was like, the first, because we had session before the battle, and I was like, hey, what you need, bro? I got you. I appreciate you even taking the time because this isn't paid. He was like, just give me a smoothie, man. And here's a Chinese medicine man who said, like, remedied, I need this, that, and the third. And I was like, what? And it does what? I was like, man's putting me on to some right now. So, yeah, I would really love to have him back in any capacity just to, like, again, like, even if it's just BSing with him, man, like, I really appreciate his time.
Okay.
And what he's doing right now. So
that is what's up. Shout out Bruiser. You hear that? Move back. You got more?
I would like to concur.
Oh.
When it comes to Bruiser. So I forgot he was at the Uprising the 2021.
Yeah.
So I was thinking of when he was here for House of Dance. But I'm like, House of Dance,
I didn't even take
two
advantage.
different events. So
Take advantage when he
but he was here for that. And for me, that was the moment I got to like the workshop.
But you won House of Dance though. So.
I'm saying I didn't take advantage when he was. Sorry, I didn't take advantage when he was here at 21, like I should have.
To me, like to hang out or just.
Just to be to absorb
the workshop. You won the damn time.
I'm saying for Uprising.
Oh, for
Uprising, like it was just kind of like, oh damn, he's here. There's so much other stuff that I'm overwhelmed.
Yeah,
but
because there's a lot of people that were there that you were like, that we were just like, damn, I didn't think I'd ever meet these people in the flesh, and they're here right in front of me, and I have access to ask them anything. And then you realize, oh shit, they're just regular people. Like I'm a regular person.
Because ironically, we were supposed to have tie-dyes and concrete. And, you know, to have Daisy and Bruiser follow up that, bro, I was losing my mind. And I don't feel like, that's why I'm saying I would love to have him back, because like, I'm like, the creators are here. There's so much. I'm helping out Herb, and I don't feel like, especially the way that I was hanging out with him the next time he came. I think to be able to be, if it's a qualifier or whatever, to be able to have that kind of experience, even if it's not even Bruiser, if it's like 1K Rex, whoever else that we decide to bring from out of state, like, I just want that time. Like it's valuable.
Yeah. I just think that we're at a forgot. I think we're like, personally, this is just my opinion. It's great to know the dance at a technical level. It's amazing. We need that, right? But it's rare for me to find leaders or those who've come before us who are interested in beyond the dance. And Bruiser is one of the few people who, even when you have conversation, it's like, okay, this is life. This is every day. You're breathing. And that is why even when Bruiser dances, it's like, oh, you're just breathing through this, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, I think having people with that mindset, I think would feed us beyond giving us information that we've already seen on, and like workshops, and it's accessible.
Yeah.
Krump information is so accessible now. In terms of quality, I don't know. I can't speak on that. But yeah, just the wealth of knowledge beyond what we already know. And I think Bruiser has done that very well and is going to continue to do that and keep expanding. So, yeah.
All right. Now it is time for the fun part of the interview. So, both of you have dabbled some years into Krump. So, who would you say influenced your Krump style? Or better yet, who are some people that you watched as you were starting to solidify your Krump?
For me, it has to be, outside of Herb, it has to be Crush. Crush for sure. It's just, I mean, like, if you watched me dance, you can already see like the way that he does the impossible, and it is explosive, or just levels, creativity. It definitely was the first person that I was stuck on, him and Miho, because like from there, like I was already in a space of being an SBCPA, which is St. Paul Conservatory Performing Arts. It's my high school that I went to. So I was immersed within like other styles like ballet, jazz, modern tap. And I'm seeing that, and I'm like, who does that in the Krump world, or the style that I'm trying to, you know, master or like come into as my own? And I'm like, oh, Miho does like this more. Of course, he's monstrous, but like, there's a different type of like. I feel like the way that I'll summarize it into saying like, yeah, his like mind and the way his creativity goes into things, the more contemporary ways, or the way he's been able to bring contemporary ideas and make it Krump. Like, yeah, I would say Miho, Crush, and then I think. Yeah, I think that to start those two for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had this conversation.
Already. And again, it's hard for me to answer because, like I said earlier, there's so many different people that I learn things from. And I pick and choose like, oh, I like how you look at that, so I'm going to take that. I like how you look at that, I'm going to take that. So when I started was different. I was around different people, different mind. I was actually, and I had to think about this, I was watching a lot of Grichka.
Oh, yeah.
When I first started, and I was like, who? Yeah, Mad Roots.
Yes.
Like, that's who I started watching. And then, like, I would watch Encore. Starting off, Encore, Grichka.
I don't remember.
I used to watch a little bit of Taminator, which is why DS5 I was going crazy.
Everybody
was
going to
going
watch
crazy.
that DS5 battle.
When I found out I was going to battle Taminator, I tried to run away at first,
Oh.
and then I said, "You're crazy. You're going against Taminator." So shout out to Dead End for pushing me.
Yes, shout out to that end.
For pushing me in that direction, because I was like, I don't know if I can do this. But yeah.
I knew I was forgetting somebody.
Oh yeah, Dead End. What? Okay, we'll get back to that one. But yeah, that's what I started with, and then now, just in the Minnesota community, Herb, who has like battled all of us and destroyed us multiple times, and it's a lesson every time. I was under O for a little bit, and O always encouraged me, and like it's not even like taking like your movement, but it's about how I should be looking at things, right? I was under Stain for a while, so it's even from Stain, like, oh, okay, this is how you're thinking about things. Yeah, that's tight. I want to learn how to think that way. Bruiser, we talked about Bruiser, but Bruiser is one of them for sure. Moody.
MG Pack.
MG Pack. I was like, okay, this is amazing, especially because I love theater and I love that type of expression and that realm that Moody dances from. There's so many more, y'all. There's so many more.
Pass the mic.
The last thing I'll say is I can't believe I forgot this because I literally talk about her all the time. Is Taminator, bro, and I try not to bring it up every time I see her.
Yeah.
But she's literally like one of my favorite people to watch since like the Gutters on 2016 when she had her battle against Junior Mad Rip, which it was. I'll give you this, Crush Miho. Then it was like no script into Junior Mad Rip, and then I was like, wait, Junior Mad Rip's battling, so who is? And then I found Taminator.
Okay.
And then I was like, Taminator is kind of just like this like hardcore, like in between the both. And yeah, and then I was just like, let me deep dive into who she is. And then I found out not only is like she's really tight, but then her leadership too.
Yeah.
That is something that I wanted to model after. It's like the way that then I saw her lead hers workshops that she was throwing and like really pushing for the women and Krump and just in general, like how she led like MTL, her and 7-Star, like really continuously to this day, like really pushing is something. This is like stuff like that, seeing her, Knives, like all the people in Canada, like back home, it's like it's definitely something that I, outside of my big homie and even like y'all too, it's something that I take outside of the dance into inspiration for who I am in this movement. So yeah, shouts out to you and I appreciate you.
Yes, shouts out Taminator, the whole Montreal movement. All right, next question. Who would you like to step in the ring with that either you would want to give a push or would push you to your limits? It's not a hard question, but it is a hard question.
I'm just laughing because I just battled Terminator.
So that was one of them. Is there no one else? Maybe Grichka?
I would appreciate it, but it's not like it's like I really want to battle. You know what I'm saying? There's like different battles for different reasons. So not in that way. I don't think I would in that way. But to step in the ring with? Oh, that's a deep question. But I'll just start giving names. Knives.
Oh, okay.
Because we had a conversation about battling at DS5. And it'll be interesting to talk in that way.
Yes, it would be. And we're passing the mic. Okay.
There's more. I'm sure there's more. I thought about this on the way here.
I don't know because I'm kind of at this place where whatever happens. Most anybody I said who inspires me is somebody who I would like to eventually challenge as well, if they're open to it. Because after and I'm joking about this, but after getting baited into battling tie-dyes at LeVar's house,
Forgot all about that.
bro was like, hey, yeah, we'll go chill. Like, you know, I'll give you some like chicken and potatoes, chill. You know what I'm saying? This man Chez walks in. Oh my goodness. Bro. He's like, I'm battling you. It was Tomb. And then Ezekiel or Ulysses from Utah Raw.
Oh.
Yeah. It was the three of us getting packed out by one man for an hour and a half at least on live. Kill Frankie was there. LeVar was there and just watching. Yeah, it was crazy, but it was dope. It was buck. It was what I needed at the time because it stuff like that makes you stronger. So yeah, and I know that it would be the same if I were to battle anybody, especially because I love learning from them. Mm-hmm. And then I use that formula to beat their. No, I was kidding. Bruiser as well. And then people have been saying to me that they would love to see me battle Oxy.
Ooh.
Or Davi. So both of those would be crazy. Oh, and Lionheart. Yeah.
Okay.
Which I respect all of them. For all of them, because all of them. And I thought about Horus too. Horus. Yeah. All four of them are really dope people. I've been in the same room with them. Not as much as Horus, but Oxy, that's the bro. Davi, that's the bro. And Lionheart, that is definitely the bro. And they're all leaders in their own right. So
okay,
yeah,
that is what's up. You still thinking, or should we move on?
We'll just leave it at that for now.
Okay.
Because I'm starting to like think of like a whole list of names that it's like.
All right. Now, here's an interesting question for you. Outside of Herb, who has given you your most memorable L?
L.
Yes.
That's funny because I was gonna say Herb.
Everybody has taken an L from Herb. So.
Herb makes sure we are right.
But outside of Herb, who can you say confidently, yeah, they whooped my ass?
Lady C4.
Okay.
At what was that?
King of the
Ring, the second one. Mm-hmm. It was that one for sure. I think I got sick after that.
That's wild.
I got sick.
Beat her so bad she got sick after the
I got sick because for a couple of for a couple of reasons. Number one, I think at the time people knew about me. First of all, shout out to Dice 'em Up.
Yeah.
Shout out to that event, because that's the event where people were like, "Who's this?" That was Dice 'em Up. Where people were like, "Who's this person? Who is Mel?" I remember that. What was that 2018, 2019?
That was actually 2020. Like back half.
Yeah, because it was. Okay, I remember Dice 'em Up, and then we went to King of the Ring. First one.
Yeah, because it was in October.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So shout out to Dice 'em Up. Because after that, people see you, but people do this thing in Krump. They see you. Who is this person? They do that, right?
Yeah.
And then now it feels like you gotta keep up. That's just the honest truth. For me. So battling Lady C4 was like, no, this is going to be a learning experience. And then I got really hard on myself. And then I got really nervous. I think I messed up my toe during that. I don't know why. It was a 14-hour drive.
Oh.
Yeah, we drove 14 hours. So after that, my back was messed up. And then I fell sick. So I said, I don't know if it's the drive or the fact that Lady C4 beat me, but
that intro was looked over though. Sorry.
But yeah, I think that's the worst one I've had.
Okay. Wow.
Not Herb, but Beast in that same instance. Cheat code. Cheat code.
Yeah.
Right? It's not Herb.
It's not Herb.
Herb is in that same situation.
He was in the vicinity though.
He wasn't supposed to be.
He wasn't.
It was supposed to be fun. But Beast.
I remember that.
Yeah, Beast and Herb versus Stain and Virgo. Yeah. It's on YouTube, but don't watch it. Because there's just a lot of incompleteness. There's a lot of like sporadic and just like in terms of energy, in terms of ideas. And I don't shame myself for it. I think it's a great learning lesson, and that's what I usually go into battles regardless if I win or not.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was things where to be exposed right away, and you don't get that a lot, especially when I was coming up. I didn't get that a lot, to be exposed so much right away, and then to be thrown back into, or to have that same thing thrown back at you 10 times over. I'm like, ew.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what are you doing, bro? I don't know how to approach you. Every time you just keep changing your approach, and I can't win. So yeah, I thought that was a great battle for me to lose upon just off of the now this is and it makes you want to have that fire even more. So
Bad. All right, cool. All right, so my final question. What Krump event, besides the Uprising, because we both know y'all love the Uprising, what Krump event was your favorite Krump event that you've ever attended? And it could be in America, or it could be outside of America, because some of us have been outside of America. Well, let's be honest, all of us have been outside of America. I'm pretty sure I know yours, and I'm pretty sure I know yours already.
Mine is probably half of the U.S., if not 90% of the U.S. Desert Storm. Desert Storm, the 4, and Desert Storm 5.
Okay.
Both were my favorites. I really appreciate when organizers take care of who they bring out and the hospitality, because again, that makes the dancers do their best. That's for one. And a lot of times when I go to events, it's because I'm part of the event. So I'm experiencing being part of the event and spectating.
Yes.
The only event like outside of the US that I've been to is EBS, and I'm adding it because for me it was nice to see how many people came out for Krump. Like in that theater where they had like the
creative night.
No, it wasn't the creative night. It was the final. Where they had the finals.
Where they had it in that theater setting.
Yeah,
and then you can see the people sitting.
Just seeing all the people there for Krump, it's just a different energy for me being in Europe and being in the US. It's just different energies. But I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed seeing people's passion for Krump. Personal stuff aside.
Okay.
People's passion for the dance was beautiful to see, and how hardworking people are over there, and how appreciative they are of Krump was beautiful for me to see. So I'm definitely going to be going back, and I want to go see other events there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Nice. I'd say I'll keep it short. Out of town or out of state / out of the country, of course, Gutter Zone.
Yes.
This is the one that FWKD performed at. And also it was just a lot of fun. Like, it really was one of those things where, like, except on the flip side, like, where we got to go and be a part of like one of 7 Stars workshops and session with the students there, and really get into the community on a first-hand basis, and then come back and to perform, and then meet all the guests there, and then also do the prelims or the tournaments and stuff. Then back in the US, I'll say 2, Desert Storm 4, because I wasn't able to go to Desert Storm 5. FWKD won the choreography competition. That's always going to go down for me. And then the whole rest of the experience was super dope to be there in person for. The Beatmakers Night, I got to, support Banga, especially in that the second round for the experimental like exchange that we had. And then he ended up winning. So shouts out to you.
Yes.
And then my favorite round that I've done at an outside event outside of Minnesota is Brutal City, actually.
I remember that.
That first round that I had against J.Rex, shouts out to Meech.
Heavy.
I'm pretty sure that's probably one of my favorite rounds that I've done so far. I would say those 3: Gutter Zone, Desert Storm, and Brutal City.
I remember Gutter Zone. That was a fun time. Well, thank you both for taking the time to sit down with me and shed some light onto you. I will say personally, it's been a pleasure seeing your growth, being new leaders and carrying the flag of MNK Krump, and just keep pushing forward. You being the natural leader that you're turning into, with not only hosting sessions, but also bringing out guests now, as well as doing your own events. And, you know, hopefully pretty soon you'll be taking over the Uprising. Not that soon, but pretty soon. As well as Mel getting out there representing not just in the nation, but also international as well. So
semifinals and EBS
yes,
is
semifinalists.
Easy.
Her face don't show excitement, but she's very excited. But thank you both, and yeah, thank you both, and we're excited to see what you have in the near future.
Appreciate you, man.
Yes. And we're done.
Hey.
Appreciate you.